everything we do now is under a microscope and is out in public. So you don't get to, if you're a smaller foundation, you often can get to work behind the scenes when you're in a learning mode or before you do something big. And our stuff is, we're not in that mode anymore. And so we have to think very thoughtfully about the areas that we're going to go into. How do we learn? How do we bring people along as we're learning? How do we keep room so we can change and pivot if something's not working?
Well, failure would be something that, you know, we've given up on. The super ambitious goal of having the broad measures of learning in US K through 12, that is, you know, great reading and writing skills, great math skills, the field as a whole hasn't moved those up, which is disappointing given that there are countries that spend a lot less than us that do better on those measures.
But there are things for sure that if you'd asked us 10 years ago, we thought we would have an AIDS vaccine by now. We really did. And that virus has eluded us as a world, as a scientific community. It's a tough, tough nut to crack. Again, we're not giving up on it. We're still investing in that.
In the key areas like funding for U.S. education and foreign aid, there have not been dramatic changes. Now there's a risk that, say, foreign aid would be cut. So we're working extra hard to articulate the benefits, even in a US-centric framework of less need to go out with hard power, stopping diseases before they get to the US, creating relationships and markets that are to the benefit of workers in the United States. And so, you know, we didn't think we'd have to explain things so strongly in that framework.
Probably for me with Bill, I mean, we ask each other tough questions all the time because that, again, makes us better in the things that we're trying to forward in the foundation, whether it's a science question or a question about something, do we really know that grant or what we saw, does it make sense? I think probably the toughest question I've asked you recently, and it's one Bill's also kind of asking himself, is, you know, are we going to be able to eradicate polio? It is a tough thing we're trying to do, this last mile. And, you know, we get outbreaks in places and bad things happen to vaccinators. And so that's probably the thing I've asked you most recently on terms of tough questions. Wouldn't you say? What's the tough thing you've asked me lately?
Well,
or
certainly.
Ever. or ever.
Well, ever. Will you marry me?
As Warren says, that's your best decision ever. It didn't take me long to answer, did it?
No, you...
Wasn't a tough question for me.
I gave you time to think about it.
You did, actually. That was good.